Hey everyone, Danny here. Throughout these past couple of modules, we've been discussing some very important topics. One has been how to choose a niche or specialty area that helps you to command the attention of high-quality clients and charge what you're worth. Two has been how to position yourself in a way that makes you appear different from your competitors while also increasing your value and appeal to certain clients. And three has been how to parlay this strategic business design into a profile that helps you tap into the hidden Upwork economy and get invites from high-quality clients who have already expressed interest in working with you. Now what I want to do is show you an actual example of what this entire process looks like in action. To do that, I'm going to walk you through a case study of a brand new freelancer implementing my system from scratch. We'll explore each step of her decision-making process, as well as her results, right here in this lesson. You're going to see it all, from how she chooses a niche, to researching her competitors and developing effective positioning in order to stand out, to getting her initial overview approved, and even to receiving her first targeted, private job invitation from a bona fide high-quality client. Okay, without further ado, meet Samantha. Let's talk about her background. Samantha has never freelanced before, nor has she ever been paid to write. The extent of her experience has been writing a handful of basic blog posts for a local lifestyle website for free. So she was starting her Upwork profile from scratch, without even so much as a single sample of previous work to show off. Still, she decided to go ahead and pursue work as a writer, because she just wanted to get some jobs, not have to spend dozens or hundreds of hours learning a new skill. If Samantha had been a trained graphic designer, or web developer, or what have you, then that would have worked fine. But as it was, she didn't have any technical skills that she could immediately put into play. So writing seemed like the obvious choice, especially since, like the rest of us, she's been doing it since grade school. It just doesn't require as much time and effort to get proficient at it as something more technical. This is similar to how I started out as a freelancer. I didn't have any technical skills or knowledge whatsoever, but as you'll find out more about in my fast track lesson later in the course, I was able to find and secure writing jobs that didn't require any formal experience or training. Okay, now, as we know, just calling herself a writer wouldn't be enough to help Samantha tap into the hidden economy. She would need to choose a niche. After some initial research, blog writing seemed like a good area for her to specialize in. For one thing, the demand looked great. There were no shortage of blog writing jobs posted on Upwork each day. This makes sense when you consider that there are millions of businesses worldwide that have blogs, and that number gets larger every day. Someone needs to fill these blogs with content. Plus, going back to Samantha's relative lack of experience, blog writing would be a good place to start because it's pretty straightforward. An example of a blog writing assignment you might find on Upwork would be to write a 500-word post on how to choose the right diamond for your engagement ring. Anyone who can research a topic like that online and write 5 paragraphs about it can probably get paid to write blog posts. Another factor that makes blogging attractive as a niche is that it provides the potential for ongoing work. Clients with blogs usually need content on a regular basis. And keep in mind that if blog writing didn't turn out to be a good niche for Samantha, she could always pivot and try something new at any time. Alright, since blog writing represents such a large space on Upwork, Samantha knew it was important to position herself in a way that would help her stand out to potential clients. Her initial step toward this goal was to figure out which type of client she wanted to attract in the first place. One thing she noticed when poring over the job listings was that many of them seemed to be posted by what are known as content mills. These are middlemen companies that buy huge quantities of blog articles, and they're generally not concerned with quality. They're mainly interested in getting work done fast and cheap. You could think of them as the fast food vendors of the blog writing industry. Samantha had no interest in catering to this type of client and decided that she would ignore them completely. Fortunately, there was another type of blog writing client that she discovered: legitimate small businesses that were looking for high-quality blog posts to help them attract more customers to their websites. Many of these were high-quality clients for whom budget was not their number one concern. They were more interested in articles that would be genuinely helpful to their customers and rank well in search engines. Samantha knew she would have to learn a few things in order to help this type of client, but she was willing to invest some extra time and effort in order to make herself more valuable as a freelancer. With her target client identified, Samantha's next step was to check out her competitors. She needed to see the patterns of how they were marketing themselves through their profiles to help her understand how to set herself apart and appear more valuable to the quality clients she was interested in. So she looked at hundreds of freelancer profiles from the perspective of the high-quality small business clients she was after. One thing she noticed right off the bat was that most of her competitors seemed to position themselves as offering very basic blog writing services, the type that would appeal more to the content mills and less to the legitimate entrepreneurs who wanted to use blogging as a tool to grow their businesses. These freelancers mostly talked about writing, but what they weren't talking about were the needs of small businesses: getting found on Google, building up their reader base, and turning more of those readers into customers. To widen the gap even further, Samantha also noticed that none of the freelancers she looked at even mentioned the word small business, even though virtually 100% of the best blog writing clients she'd seen fell into this category. So she came up with a preliminary plan. She would learn a bit more about how to write not just any old blog posts, but blog posts that could help small businesses accomplish their real goals. Then she would communicate that to her target clients in her profile so they would see her as a specialist and want to work with her. It's important to understand that Samantha wasn't trying to reinvent the wheel. She had no interest in becoming the world's foremost authority on internet marketing. She just wanted to be able to show that her blog writing services were valuable to potential clients. She was looking to get a solid grip on exactly how blog writing can help small business clients accomplish the goals her research told her they wanted. Doing that would give her a leg up on her competitors, since it was clear that most of them didn't understand how their services were valuable to clients. Samantha figured that if she could pick up some knowledge to boost the effectiveness of her blog writing, she'd be in a different category from the lowest common denominator blog writers who were mainly supplying fast and cheap articles to the content mills. She started by downloading some free ebooks on blogging strategy from copyblogger.com, one of the world's most trusted sites for information related to blog writing. Amazingly, most of her competitors didn't seem to have read any of these, even though they're considered industry standard. This alone gave her an edge over the average blog writer. While she didn't gain any superhuman abilities, her newfound knowledge quickly helped her go from being able to just write a basic blog post to understanding how to write posts that attract new visitors, generate sales, and create loyal fans. It wasn't rocket science, yet it seemed that none of her competitors had taken these simple steps to be infinitely more valuable to quality clients. Armed with this new knowledge, Samantha decided to try positioning herself as not just a blog writer, but a blog writer who understands the needs of small businesses. She now had a keen understanding of what these clients were trying to accomplish, while most of her competitors either didn't know what the needs of their clients were or hadn't positioned themselves in a way that communicated it properly. And again, while she wasn't necessarily yet a stone-cold expert on how to get search engine traffic or how to convert visitors into leads, She didn't need to be. She only needed to understand these concepts better than the clients she'd be working with. Remember, her primary job was still to write blog posts. And most clients are so busy running their own businesses, they don't have time to figure out how to make their blog better. They want someone else to handle their blog writing for them. And most small businesses don't have the resources or the need for a full-service marketing agency. This type of client is thrilled when they find a freelancer like Samantha, a writer who not only understands them, but who also can help them from a strategic standpoint, in addition to being able to put words on the page. As you can see in this screenshot, Samantha came up with the title of Blog Writing for Small Businesses. This helped her take advantage of a popular Upwork keyword search phrase, blog writing, while also speaking directly to small businesses in a way that her competitors weren't, so she could grab their attention quickly, whether they were searching the listings or even if she was applying to a public job. Samantha also used her profile overview to demonstrate her clear understanding of what this type of client was trying to accomplish through hiring a blog writer, and she made sure to highlight the benefits they'd get from her work in a way that showed off her newfound knowledge and mirrored the type of language that small business clients would likely relate best to. It's also important to note that Samantha's overview and title were both approved by Upwork on her first try, exactly as you're seeing them here. Best of all, within just a couple of weeks of posting her profile, Samantha had already received her first private job invitation from a high-quality client, as you can see here. You'll notice that the client has spent thousands of dollars on Upwork already, and their message was obviously talking directly to Samantha. In fact, she was the only freelancer who was invited to interview for the job. You can see that the client is using essentially the same language that Samantha communicates in her overview, a sure sign that the message resonated with them. This private invite allowed Samantha to bypass the proposal process completely. If she wanted to talk to the client, all she had to do was accept their invitation to interview. Then she could send them a message and work out the details. What's even more interesting is that Samantha received this job invitation with a profile that was only 40% complete. She hadn't uploaded any portfolio samples or even added any work history, nor had she done any jobs on Upwork to this point. Her profile was completely bare other than having an effective title and overview. Let's do a 60-second summary of each decision Samantha made over the course of her journey. First, since she lacked freelancing experience, she decided to choose a niche that didn't have a steep learning curve, blog writing. She checked to make sure this niche was in demand and had the potential for repeat business, affirmative on both counts. Next, she researched the job postings to see what clients were really looking for when they hired blog writers. Not just the deliverables, but what they were trying to accomplish. It became clear that the clients who appealed to Samantha the most, the highest quality clients, wanted more than just articles. These were small business owners who wanted business results and were using blog writing as a tool to get those results. With a clear picture of what these high-quality clients were really looking for, Samantha sought out some additional knowledge that she could pair with her blog writing abilities in order to help her offer a service that was more geared to the needs of higher-end clients. And she was able to learn the least of what she needed to know in just a few days, at no cost. Then she used that knowledge to craft a title and profile overview designed to stand out, get attention, and resonate with small business clients using all of the tools we've covered in this module. Finally, let's go over some of the key takeaways of this lesson. First, the hidden Upwork economy is within anyone's reach. Samantha lacked experience, but made up for that by choosing the right niche and positioning, digging deep to figure out what her clients really needed, and filling that need. Next, choosing the right niche and positioning requires more thought and research up front, but it pays for itself by delivering high-quality clients who are excited to work with you straight to your front door. Keep in mind that flexibility is key. When Samantha realized that the best clients wanted something more than just well-written blog posts, she boned up on her skills in order to deliver. Another key takeaway is that studying your competitors, especially the ones that are winning jobs, but not necessarily great jobs, can tell you a lot about what to improve, as well as how to differentiate and stand out more easily. It's much easier to spot mistakes that others are making rather than spotting our own mistakes. This is a quirk of the human mind that you definitely want to take advantage of, so be sure to research your competition. Remember that you don't need to become a world-class expert on everything you offer. You just need to know it better than the client does. Next, in just about any niche, you can gain an advantage over your competitors just by reading about your craft. For example, as a landing page copywriter, I increased my value to clients by being able to advise them on visual elements like layout and what color buttons to use. And trust me when I tell you I'm the farthest thing from a designer. But I learned this stuff by reading sites like unbounce.com, and I used it to position myself as a conversions expert rather than just a writer. You can find great material about your craft too just by searching the web for some free ebooks, articles, or podcasts that are put out by any of thousands of reputable sources. It's also important to realize that the approaches we've just gone over will also help you to win public jobs, in addition to tapping into the hidden economy. So there's no wasted effort when it comes to investing time into building up your skills and profile, as long as you verify through your research that you're giving clients something they truly value. Finally, notice that Samantha didn't need to go any further than Upwork's job listings in order to get an initial feel for what her clients really wanted. The clients you want to win are on Upwork, so learn from the clients you want to win. There's no need to overcomplicate this, and you'll be amazed at how well you can do when you place your business's focus squarely on the client and making their life better. Thank you very much for joining me in reviewing Samantha's case study, and I'll see you in the next lesson.